Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me this afternoon is your Chief of Police, Chad Brecklin. Chad, how you doing today?
Great. How are you doing this afternoon, Mr. Crosby?
I am doing wonderful.
Awesome.
Glad to have you back up here. Things continue to progress along here in the city, and
Progress is always good, and there's certainly enough work to keep us more than occupied with our time.
you guys stay busy for many different reasons.
We sure do.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. We've got, we'll get a couple of updates here on some recent events. Talk a little bit about the telecommunicators as this week closes out with that. Had a retirement and drug take back. I mean, there's just the whole slew
There's
of things
a lot going on
at the police department.
Doesn't even count what's happening out on the streets, right?
Right. We'll be, that's next segment. We're just going to go through every single event. But let's first just a little bit of a recap. In the past month, there has been a few incidents out there that were press released, and nice to always touch base on,
absolutely.
on what's been going on out there.
Yeah, so a couple weekends ago, we had hit and run up on Eggeman near Pike, where a subject standing next to a car was struck by a passing vehicle, which caused some injuries. Fortunately, not significant injuries, but injuries nonetheless to that person plus a person sitting in the car that was struck. We have located the car within the last within a day or two of the actual crash itself, and we're continuing our investigation into that case to determine if what, if any, charges will be pursued on that case. Also that weekend, there was a robbery situation on High Ridge Trail. We do believe that was a targeted event, and that overall there is no specific threat to our community itself. Our staff is also continuing to investigate that particular situation. And finally, last weekend we had an incident of shots fired on Traceway Drive. There had been a party occurring, and around 2:40 in the morning, an officer in the neighborhood on another matter heard several gunshots from the 2300 block of Traceway Drive, and upon responding, found a large group of folks gathered. And there was evidence of shots having been fired recovered by the police department. Fortunately, no one that we're aware of was injured in the process, and no property was damaged that we're aware of as well. But clearly, anytime a firearm is discharged improperly, unsafely, or illegally is a concern for us. And, we want to make sure that folks are being responsible. And if we can locate those responsible, we'll certainly look to hold them accountable.
Yeah, and I think this would be a good time to bring up the tips line because cases come up, and it's across the gamut. You see something, say something, sort of that campaign. But if people ever want to report something to you, they're like, well, I don't really want you to know who I am. But what would you offer up there?
You have a few options. There's a tip line that comes right directly to our police department, 270-4321. There's also, if you go on to our website, there is a link that will allow you to submit tips electronically. Also, if you go to Tip 411, which is what that link will actually take you to, will allow you to do the electronic submission of tips. And there's also the Madison Area Crime Stoppers, both through the web site and also their 266, I think it's 6014 number. You do have the ability to remain anonymous. Depending upon the source you use, Madison Area Crime Stoppers does have reward money available for information leading to arrests and convictions. I'm not up to speed on the exact criteria for qualifying for a reward, but it is something that is a possibility.
All right, changing gears here. You had an officer who retired after 35 years.
Yeah.
A very interesting officer at that, I say, because he stopped up here a few times and visited with us. But Tom Schmidt retiring after 35 years, that's an incredible length of law enforcement.
It really is. Tom Schmidt's last day with the city was April 3rd. You're right, he had over 35 years of service to the city of Fitchburg. That is a long run in any business, let alone the police business. And Tom certainly has seen a lot of changes in not only the police business during his time, but also in the city of Fitchburg itself. He and some of those other folks that started decades ago, if you will, we'll talk about 2-lane Fish Hatchery Road and 2-lane McKee Road, and really not a lot happening other than some corn to be patrolling. And then the neighborhoods started to develop here in Fitchburg. And now we're talking about a community with 28,000 people or more, and 700 businesses and 35 square miles, and a lot of diversity, which keeps us the profession involved. And there's a lot going on. So Tom has definitely seen a lot. Tom will be missed, and we wish him well in his retirement.
Absolutely, yeah. He was something else. Very very nice gentleman, and I said definitely good for him to make a retirement, but a big loss here for City of Fitchburg. But hopefully he'll stop by, and I have no doubt he'll stop in.
We'll know if he's around, that's for sure.
Exactly. Finally here, the Telecommunicators Week, just wrapping up this week. We've done stories in the past about this. They are the first line of defense or in that chain of things as you picked up the phone. Talk about our dispatchers here at the City of Fitchburg.
Yeah. So first off, we're fortunate that the city has continued to support having its own dispatch center for its police department. That is clearly one of the nice services that we are able to provide our community, because you are able to call a Fitchburg employee, and as you mentioned, our telecommunicators are really that first point of contact if you need police services, or to some extent any city services, particularly after hours, since you're able to reach somebody, if you have a utility emergency or you want to get in touch with the fire department, our telecommunicators can help you do that. But this week, April 14th through the 20th, is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. It is that one time a year where we certainly make a point to recognize and thank our telecommunicators for the very challenging and difficult jobs that they do. It's one of those rare positions where you kind of have to wear many hats, and you can go from periods with not a lot of things for you to be too concerned about to 47 different things going on at one given time. And in our center, you very well could be the only one sitting in there responsible for trying to manage all of that at any given situation. So our team does a great job. We've got great people in that center, and we thank them for the work that they do. It's definitely a challenging job for them, and it takes a special person with a really strong and diverse skill set to be able to do that job. I know for a fact that I could not do that job. So I have sat in there over the years when we've given them breaks and those sorts of things, and you just sit there. At least for me, I was always counting down the minutes until they were coming back, and we always had them on speed dial, so that if we had things that really popped up, we're like, all right, we got to get out of here, and somebody that can really take the reins has to get in here. So they do a great job for us, and again, we're really fortunate to have that service here in the city, and we're fortunate to have a good group of people in there.
Yeah, and there has been some new people that have been that are in there now, and wish them the best of luck. But yes, they, not only here at our level, county level, above it, again, the men and women there, they are something else. They are the true multitaskers.
They definitely have to be
above and beyond.
They get pulled in a lot of different directions at times.
All right, real quick here, the drug take back. We just have a few seconds here. We do have a med drop box here at the police department, and stop by. When can they stop by?
The box is available during business hours, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4:30. And to be honest, if somebody pops in outside of business hours, we do typically we're able to buzz you to access that drop box. We don't formally participate in the drug take back day itself, largely because our box is open pretty regularly for the most part if somebody pops in. So we do encourage you, if you are disposing of unwanted medicines on drug take back day, easy for me to say.
That's a tough one.
Come on into our police department. Like I say, we'll buzz you in, and you can get your medicines disposed of safely and properly.
All right, fantastic, Chad. Thank you so much for stopping by. We never have enough time. We always open up. We're like, what are we going to do today? And then we always run out of time. But appreciate the time. Sure. Stay safe out there. Tell everybody hi for us.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.